Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is Liz. This is Coffee with Liz. Oh my goodness, I think I spilled it. Oh, for the next hour, you are going to be able to hang out with like-minded individuals from all over the planet who enjoy the amazing hobby that is treasure hunting. You are going to meet people who enjoy metal detecting, magnet fishing, bottle digging, dump digging, coin roll hunting, beach detecting, gold prospecting, oh my goodness, geocaching, rock hounding, urbex, or just people that like hanging out with people that do that sort of thing. So how cool is that? If that is something that gets you all warm and excited, then please consider subscribing to my channel. Who knows? Maybe you'll tell somebody about me, and yeah, that would be wonderful as well. Everyone, please take like a second and a half. Doesn't even take that long. Hit the like button on this stream. Not only helps the stream to rank a little bit higher, but we may show up on somebody's homepage and the amount of people in that chat is just going to explode. And that is a really, really good thing. Oh my goodness. Gotta say, I'm a little bit nervous today. We have a guest. We have a guest a little bit later on, and yeah, I haven't had a guest on the show in quite some time. I'm a little bit nervous, but let's hope that everything calms down. Oh my goodness. I need to say hello to each and every one of you, because if you weren't out there, it would just be Miley and myself. And while I love Miley to bits, it's a lot more fun when you're out there. So right on. All right, let us scroll to the very, very top of the screen and say hello to everyone. The very, very first person in the chat today was Got Relics Rhode Island. Oh my goodness. Wonderful to have you here, Got Relics Rhode Island. I really, really appreciate that. Seriously do. Who else is here? Casey. Casey is in the chat. Casey is, of course, behind the 𝗥𝗓𝗖𝗓𝗏 Kid YouTube channel. He is the proprietor of Excalibur shovels, the exclusive shovel of the Digging Canuck, and a sponsor of Coffee with Liz. So Casey, wonderful. I'm going to talk about Excalibur a little bit later on. All right, but thank you, Casey, for being in the chat this morning. Right on. Treasure Talk also here. That is Jeff. Pretty sure that is Jeff. Jeff, thank you. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Right on. Now, Jeff and I I co-host a show that Jeff puts on every Thursday at 8 p.m. called Treasure Tales. You can also catch Jeff on the Treasure Talk channel every Monday at 7. Great guests, great giveaways, wonderful, wonderful live stream. Gaming with Gavin. Gaming with Gavin. Right on, Gavin. Thank you for joining. Do appreciate that. Stephanie says hi. Hello, Stephanie. Right on, right on. Frederick Romano has joined us, as has Todd Carson. And oh my gosh, gotta say, my heart was really, really happy when I saw that Coins for Amateurs, Chad, Mrs. CFA, and the whole CFA crew. Coins for Amateurs. I gotta say, Chad, Mrs. CFA, and the crew. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful to have you here. And I miss you guys. I seriously miss you guys. But I get it. I totally get it. Thank you for being here. Steve Shepard here as well, as is Andrew T. The History Digger, Rob, and or Amy also here. Rob attended the Digstock event, and on his way home, he stopped in my hometown. We met up, we shot some video, did some digging. That is forthcoming, and great channel. If you are not subscribed to the History Digger, you need to check out that channel. Watch a couple videos, comment on some of the videos, and definitely subscribe. So right on. Thank you, Rob. Do appreciate that. Gene P also here. Gene P, wonderful to have you here. The 717 detector here as well, as is the digologist. Right on. Straight up metal detecting. That is Tripwire is in the house. I have a package that I would love to open on screen before I bring my guest on. Let's see. Oh my screen just jumped. Stacia R is here. Wonderful to have you here, Stacia. Peterson PP Metal Detecting. That is Peter from the Czech Republic. Peter puts on some amazing premieres. He premieres a video once a week, really high-end video production, as well as his finds are like, wow. And as I have always said, you do not need to understand the language. Understand the language of the video that you are watching, because finds are finds all over the world. And never be afraid to watch a video or to subscribe to a channel that is not in your language, because you're missing out. You're seriously missing out on good stuff. Coin Junkie AG here as well. Thank you, Coin Junkie AG. Charles Fitzpatrick is here as well. Wonderful. Ron Stig in the Midwest. I watched one of his shorts, I think, yesterday. Just want to say, I just was reminded that there's been some kind of YouTube purge or something going on. Not sure what the heck is going on, but I have been unsubscribed from a lot of channels. It's like I was wondering if certain channels were even producing videos anymore, because I haven't had any notifications or seen videos. And when I go to their channel, they are still producing channels, and I have been unsubscribed. So yeah, always, every now and then, just make sure that you are subscribed to the people you hope to be subscribed to. Oh my goodness, Club de 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗪𝗢𝗔𝗐𝗪𝗏, bienvenidos. Wonderful to have you here. My goodness. There you go. Not my native tongue, but I watch their videos. So right on, right on. And I forgot. Hola. No, let's see. It's Carol. Bienvenidos, Carol. Klaud metal detecting in my house as well. Wonderful, wonderful. I think I have exhausted the list. If I missed seeing you in the chat, just put an @digging Canuck. It will highlight on my side and I will say, holy smokes, hello and welcome. So, before I bring my guests on, I just want to do a quick mail call. And holy smokes, isn't it a box? It is from Tripwire at Straight Up Metal Detecting. Let's do this really fast. Right on, right on. And for the month of November, Tripwire is donating the monetary equivalent of all his finds to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. All right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Miley is absolutely going to love this. Oh, we have a note. Hi, Liz. Thank you for the years of support and friendship. Hope everything arrived in good condition. Tripwire, Straight Up Metal Detecting. Right on, right on. All right. Oh my goodness, I'm going to make a mess. Oh my gosh. What is this? Wow, 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 wow. There you go. The vault. Right on, right on. Oh my goodness. Wow, thank you. Right on, right on. Wow, that is sweet. That is sweet. Thank you. Oh my gosh, who just joined us? GRIF-FINds. Let's see if I can highlight that. Yeah, GRIF-FINds. Right on, right on. Just joined the chat, as well as Sandra Spencer. Sandy, how the heck are you? Wonderful to have you here. My goodness. Wonderful. All right. We got a beautiful t-shirt. Oh my. The peanuts are falling on Miley. She's oh, what is this? Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh. Okay, I think what is that? Something else? Holy smokes. All right, I think I have everything in the bag. All right, let me pop that down. Wow, check out all this stuff. Oh my goodness. A roll of pennies. Wow, nice and shiny. Right on, right on. Now, Tripwire and myself, we are going to be doing a live stream, coin roll hunting live on, oh my goodness, I believe it's the 12th of November. I believe it's the 12th of November. I'll put the, I will obviously put the link up on my channel, but live coin roll hunting. Tripwire, thank you so very much. Liam Lutz Hamilton in the house. Liam, wonderful to have you here. Wonderful. Wow. Like a gazillion stickers. A gazillion. Holy smokes. a gazillion stickers. Wow, a gazillion. What is that? Oh, magnets too. Right on, right on. Tons. There's like a ton of stickers here. They will be included in the sticker pack giveaways that I do on the show. Tripwire, wonderful. Oh my gosh. Wonderful. Wow. We also, oh wait, there's more. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Holy smokes. Wow. Oh, holy smokes. Seriously. Now I'm going to have to photograph all this stuff because there's like a ton of stuff here. What is this? A silver ring. Wow. Oh my gosh. What is that? Look at that. Whoa. 50 years. 50 years moon landing. Wow. 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 My goodness. Wow. Holy smokes. Wow. I am seriously going to have to take some pictures. Some unknown coins. What is this? What is that? You know what, Tripwire? I think I need to do like a separate, maybe a short or something. I think that's what I'm going to do because there's a ton of stuff in here. Got some keychains. Oh, wow. Seriously, what the heck? I am like blown away. Wow. Oh, a bunch of coins. A bunch of coins. Wow. Bunch of coins. And, you know, I got to say that on the one side of these, he includes his channel, little channel ID. How cool is that? Wow. I am totally going to do like a short. Wow. Coins. Coins. I've got like coins like you wouldn't believe. Ooh. Mr. Kennedy. Oh my goodness. What is this? We've got like buffalo nickels. Wow. The is that going to focus? It's not going to focus, is it? There you go. That is the Charlie Victor bat. Charlie Victor. I don't want to say the other word because I don't know. They're cutting down on stuff like that. So Tripwire, my goodness. Thank you very, very much. Yes, that's exactly what it is right there. I didn't want to say it, so yeah, Charlie Victor. Hint, hint. Right on, right. Hey, who just came in? Monstar just came in. That is who. Seriously, I have like those packing peanuts all over the place. So yeah, so definitely check if you're into coin roll hunting, check out our live stream, which is, I believe, on November 12th. November 12th, November 13th. It's a Saturday, so I think it's November 12th. Live at the Igloo here and as well as over on Tripwire's channel. So there you go. Right on, right on. Tripwire, thank you so very, very much for, wow, that package. And like I said, I'm going to have to do a short or like photos or something on my channel. Thank you very, very much. Seriously. Thank you very much for that. All right. So like I said, we have a guest. We have a guest today. But before that, Queen Beep has joined the chat. Wonderful. Wonderful to have you here. My goodness. Wonderful. And the little XOXO. Oh my goodness. Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Love it. Love it. All right. So before I bring my guest on, guests plural, before I bring them on, as I said at the opening of the show, I am so very thrilled to use Excalibur shovels. I have hand digger and multiple shovels. Thank you so very much for that. And Casey at Excalibur is the sponsor of the Coffee with Liz show. And let me just show you this, and then we'll get to our guest. All right. Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Let me just pop this up on the street. Here we go. There you go. If you are in the market for a shovel or a hand digger, check out Excalibur shovels. Go to excaliburshovel.com and actually you can build your own shovel. No other manufacturer does that. You can pick the color, which for some people is really, really important. I have a purple shovel as well as 2 pink ones. Some people like colored shovels. You can get that with Excalibur. If you have a special color that you'd like, he will work with you and try to find that color for you. As well, you get to pick the length of the shaft. Some people are taller, some people are smaller. You do not have to settle for a standard length shovel from another manufacturer that doesn't really fit you. Customize the length. You can also customize the handle, T handle, D handle. You can pick that as well. The spade type. Do you want serrations on both sides, one side, the other side, no sides? That is totally up to you. And the travel shovel Merlin comes apart in 2 pieces, fits in your backpack or your luggage. And once you get to where you're going, it quickly snaps together. The strength is absolutely incredible. Just something that I thought was really, really amazing is that, let's say that you would like a wide shovel as well as a smaller shovel, but you do not want to buy 2 shovels, then you can always just buy the handle and the 2 bottoms and snap them together. So right on. And when you make your purchase at Excalibur Shovels, enter the code Digging Canuck and you get 15% off your purchase. How cool is that? That's like the tax in Ontario. So you're saving that. Really, really cool. So right on. Casey, thank you so very much for sponsoring the show. Wonderful shovels. Right on. All right. So I don't know what just happened. There's something, my screen just went. All right. We have a guest and I would like to introduce my guest. This is Henry and his dad, Papa Griff, also known as Craig. So let's bring them on the show. Let's welcome them to Coffee with Liz.
We've got our coffee and tea too.
Right on. That is Henry on the left, and that is Craig, Papa Griff on the right of your screen. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you here. Now, just briefly, if some of our people in the chat are not aware of you both, just give us a little bit of a background.
So I started metal detecting. I think it was about 2 years ago. Started metal detecting somewhere in the summer, and I've always been a really adventurous person. Love exploring stuff, and and metal detecting had always been, something that I loved and loved watching people do. And I can always remember my first time seeing a metal detectorist, and I went up to him and I asked what he does and what he'd found, and he found a George III coin. I thought it was really cool, and that kind of started me off in enjoying the history side to it and the social environment of what people find.
Doing it about 2 years.
Yeah. And then just before, was it 12? 12?
Yeah, so he was 13.
13, 12, something like that. And these boys in my class gave us a bet saying, who can get like the best YouTube channel and grow it to like the furthest extent. I joined in as a bit of a joke, and then I started metal detecting and put the both together, and that's really
all his friends did computer games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Played on the consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Henry decided that he'd do something that was his passion.
Yeah.
So you did metal detecting, and you haven't stopped since.
No, every weekend, trying to get out, and it's actually helped me a lot with school as well. I'm actually dyslexic and dysgraphic, and also another thing is that I threw a lot of my words, and talking is like I have to do a lot of takes and have deep thinking of what I'm about to say before I say it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of made me struggle at school and stuff in my work. Mm-hmm. And I've never really had like a passion for school and stuff like that until I started metal detecting, where I found like history was up there and I wanted to do something with history. It's really changed my life, you could say.
So did you bring Papa Griff into detecting? Like, Craig, did you detect after Henry did, or were you a detectorist before?
So Henry started.
Yeah, I started, and we got a 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗥𝗪 simplex.
So we've got the 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗪𝗓𝗥 simplex, which is there.
𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗥𝗪 simplex.
See it? You see that's the original metal detector.
And I was going out with Dad, of course, and I was the main detector, and he was cutting the ground. And then he was like, oh, I really want to do it too. I'm enjoying it. And then he got a Deus.
So I got a Deus 1, which is that one there. Or Deus 1.
And then I because my arm was struggling because it's the 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗪𝗥𝗪 simplex is quite a heavy machine. So I also got the Deus 1 as well. And since then, I've pretty much stayed on the Deus 1 until recently, where the Deus 2 has come out.
Whereas I bought the Deus 2 and I absolutely loved it. But I found that because this was his channel, and because I wanted him to learn the machine just as well as I knew the machine, I let him have the Deus 2 to use.
Yes, I took it.
Yeah, you took it. You took it. So, but I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to things. So I like to know everything about a machine, and I go in the fields and I do lots of testing. I've got lots of farmer friends, so we're in a position where we're very lucky to have the permissions we have because we know a lot of people.
It's connections.
And so we was able to do a lot of testing on untested ground, really, and
it's been really enjoying.
Been a roller coaster. For the last 6 months, I haven't detected.
Yeah, sadly.
I'm struggling at the moment. I've got a problem with my spine. So I've stopped metal detecting at the moment. I've got to try and get better. So you've taken absolutely
the brunt of it and knuckled down, and I'm enjoying it. That's all I can say. I'm really enjoying it.
The channel's become solely yours virtually now, hasn't it?
It's sad because I really wanted to metal detect with him and do it with him. And so whenever I'm out detecting and he's doing something else, he's always like, "What you found?" Every 2 seconds because he wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. So I'm always texting, "What you found? What you found? What is it? What you've got?
How's it going?"
Yeah. It's actually wonderful to see you so interested in what Henry is doing. A lot of families don't have that, and I think it's very important, and it's actually wonderful to hear you speak like that.
Oh, thank you. But I'll be honest with you, he's my hero because he does things that I would love to be able to do, and the passion that he has when he's in the field, finding even things that are like buttons, and I found a really nice button today, and it's the passion that he has for the history.
Yes.
So yeah, instead of me being your hero, I think I'm your hero. I think you're my hero. So
that's really embarrassing. It's like you're my.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get a little emotional. That's wow. That's very, very nice. Now, Henry, where does the Griffin come in? That is the avatar that you use as well as your channel name. How did that all come about?
Well, it's really embarrassing because I've always when I've been I had an Xbox and I used to play games quite a lot, and as I said, I've been like adventurous, and I've always loved like a kind of like a griffins and mythology and stuff like that, and just in mythology in general. And so when I was on my Xbox, I named myself 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗧𝗏. And so when I started my YouTube, I cut off the howl bit and just kept Griffin. GRIF-FINds. But if you look where the capital letters are, it actually spells GRIF-FInd, and then it's GRIF-FInd
with a DS on the end.
Yeah, GRIF-FINds, which sort of represents.
Which is why the DS is smaller, so it emphasises the Griffin bit.
Yes.
But you'll always be GRIF-FInds, won't you?
Always be GRIF-FInd. Yeah.
Wonderful. So that simplex in the background, you don't use it anymore, I guess.
Well, we usually when we've got quite a lot of friends, and they usually like coming out with us detecting some weekends, and that's kind of if you're watching this, that's pretty much your metal text.
And we also lend it to the farmers. So we do actually say to the farmers who lend us their land, if you want to come with us, we have a spare metal detector. If you want to come in the fields with us, if you've got a spare couple of hours, feel free. We've got a spare detector, and it does help. Believe it or not, it does help if when you go into that finding a permission. You say to them, "Listen, we metal detect. If you want to come with us,
we've got a spare metal detector, and you can always use it."
It's the more people you can get to enjoy
the hobby with you. Which makes it so much more fun. A couple of weeks ago, one of my farmers down the road actually said, would you like to come and do some metal detecting at the farm? And I brought a metal detector, and Kim did it with me. We found like an old buckle and some really cool buttons and stuff like that. But it was great fun. Yeah,
he enjoyed it, didn't he?
Yeah, great fun.
Now, would you say that you mainly detect like permissions, farms, and that sort of thing, fields?
Yeah. We only do like beaches when we're on holiday. But yeah, mostly pasture.
It's probably 95% pasture and a little bit of plough. Most of our fields are very pasture orientated here, aren't they?
Yeah, which is awesome because a lot of things that are dropped on the ground stay on the ground and they aren't brought up to the surface, which is part of the fun of it.
You find a lot of
now,
stuff.
Yeah, I guess you do. Now, oh my goodness, I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry. That's okay. That's okay. If anyone in the chat has a question for Henry and his dad, just put an @digging Canuck and I should see it. Now, so I think I remembered what I was going to say. Henry, do you, or even Craig, do you do a lot of research so you have an idea of perhaps the areas that you want to approach these farmers or landowners, or do you just rely on word of mouth or that sort of thing?
Yeah, so we use like a couple of maps to show, especially around the area that I live in. In Derbyshire, we use LiDAR, which shows like the history of because it's got like darker patches, either symbolize that there's something been there or there's been like a dip or something like that. We also use like older maps to show if there's like been an old footpath there, or maybe an old barn or an old house, or even walls, because walls people could sit against and drop stuff and stuff like that.
We also use a program that tells us on the computer, which tells us what's been found locally in this area. So I think it used to be free, but I think you have to pay for it now. But we know there's certain areas where we live which are more
orientated to one group of history.
Well, we have a permission which is virtually all Roman, which is we call it our Roman hillside because it's one long hillside, which is just full of Roman stuff.
And I think we've got two permissions from that one Roman road that runs across, which is pretty cool. We found some pretty decent stuff there.
But a lot of our fields are Georgian.
Yeah.
So 16, 17, 1800s.
Yeah, that sort of range.
Wow. There is a question in the chat from the 𝗘𝗫𝗓. He wants to know if you've ever detected coal mines. Do you have any around you?
Yes.
Was it the one down the road?
So we are our mining around where we are is a lot of open cast mining.
Yeah.
So they completely take off the top layers.
Oh.
Now mines where we are, they're quite hard to get hold of, mainly because they're controlled by the government. So you very rarely would be able to go and do a mine. You might find something like an old lead mine and the surrounding areas around a lead mine. And where we live in Derbyshire, it's very, very high in lead. So you find a lot of things that are made of lead here.
We've got a massive lead scrap bucket that, like, after every couple of months, we just take it to the
scrap man.
Scrap man, yeah.
We do find a lot of lead here.
Yeah.
So.
But one of our Roman hillside field in particular actually has been
it's been open cast,
and all the minerals been took out.
But we're very lucky because they seem to have taken what they needed and put back all the topsoil. So we're still finding stuff. So
wonderful. So I guess where you are, it's never hunted out because new stuff just keeps coming up.
Yeah, if the fields are ploughed, yes, we have a couple of permissions around us where they are ploughed. Yeah, and every year you will find new stuff on them.
Yeah,
you went a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah, and found that.
Was it a nice buckle you found?
Yeah, nice buckle and a little silver William III shilling, and that was right on the surface. So plough just keep pulling up from the depths up into the surface, and even on pasture, there are still places that we haven't detected before, or whenever we're swinging, might not get like a certain angle, so the signal might not come through properly.
And what we found is as well, since we've changed from the Simplex to the DS to the DS2,
yes,
you do find different things with different machines.
Yeah,
and you do find when the ground conditions are different, you find different things as well. So fields are never done.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned, Craig, that you're kind of like the nerdy guy. Would that be why? I mean, you create your own programs, and I've used two of your programs. Is that something that you're like really interested in?
Well, I created the Eco program because I used to use a program very similar to that actually on the DS1, which was a bad tone for iron, and everything else was good. And I went through all the programs on the DS2 to try and find one where this would actually work, where it would work with the single tones, because what you find with the DS2 is that it highlights a lot of the iron, very keen on iron. So what I found is that I had to go through all the programs to find which one was the best program, and then I had to try and tailor it for my ears. And I think you used it.
Well, I use the Eco program quite a lot, especially in like plough and quite ironated sort of areas, because it brings up the iron, and you can really tell whether there's a
good signal.
There's a good signal, and a bad signal. If it's fully surrounded with iron, the field's really mineralized, you can definitely tell if there's a good signal there, which comes really handy.
So on the DS2, you can run it in different multi-frequencies, and different programs have different multi-frequencies. So, for instance, the Boom program, which is my other program, runs on the park mode, and the park mode is up to 25. It is up to the 25 megahertz, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think
it's up to 25 rather than up to 40. So you have a shorter bandwidth. So you're picking out maybe not the tiniest of objects, but you're picking out better things that are maybe a little tiny bit bigger.
Yeah.
But I think when you started using the DS2, you used a program which I've never released, which is what we call the Grafter program. Which is which uses the general program, because the general program has a lot of it has a lot of filters in it to take away moisture in the ground. So, and when you first started using the DS2, that's what I wrote that for him, because it was a little bit deeper.
We called it the beginners program. And it's basically a general program.
But that's one that I've got to do a video for yet.
And, this is kind of behind the scenes. And it's got 5 tones, which is really helpful.
Now, Henry, you sent me some finds. Can we look at some of your finds? Maybe talk about some of your finds, and then we'll go back to. I know that there are some questions in the chat, so let me just bring up these. Bring these up, and hopefully we can all be on the screen at the same time. There you go. All right. Let's see. There you go. There's the first one.
So this was like probably one of our most earliest best finds, and fully enough,
first
gold and first ring I've ever found. It was right on the surface. I think is it 14?
It's 18 karat gold.
18 karat gold. We've actually got it here actually, and we split halves with the farmer. And we contacted them, making sure that no one's lost.
It's not that old, you see.
It isn't that old.
It's 35 years old. So we went to the farmer and said, "Did he or any of his workers lose a ring?" And he asked around, and they said no. But we decided that we get it valued, and then we just went halves with the farmer.
Nice.
So we asked him whether or not he wanted it first, and he said no. I said, "Well, then we'll go halves. It's not fair for us just to keep the ring."
The reaction of me finding it was actually really funny. I walked back and I've got my hands in my head.
Yeah, you must.
But it's great. It was great.
Excellent. Now, was that on the dais too, or was that was that like the dais one?
Dais one, yeah. Funny enough, Dad said, "Don't go."
I told you not to dig it.
Don't metal tech this field.
Really?
No, we haven't done this field properly. And
it was such a funny thing, because I said, let's go up to the top field, because that's where all the best stuff's been coming out.
Yeah.
And he said, I've got a really good signal here. It's in the 60s. He said, don't dig a 60 yet. We'll leave them for later. And that's what came out.
Maybe that's why I haven't dug gold on my dais 2 yet, because normally I'm like, I go for the higher tones, and 60s I'm like, oh, it's probably a pull tab, but maybe not.
Well, we get a lot of pull tabs.
Yeah.
And but we basically dig everything. So
excellent. All right. So these look like cufflinks.
Yeah.
So they're special.
They're one of our, if not the best find we found. Currently, so let's give a bit more information on the find. So these are a pair of silver Queen Anne cufflinks. Cufflinks? Am I saying it right? Yeah. That's the portrait now. That is Queen Anne, and it has a lettering on the.
Yeah.
But that's it right there.
Yeah.
And it has this.
It says Anna. This is Anna on it, and then, but they're quite special because they're complete. It's a complete pair of both sides. So. It would normally go through one side, then linked, and then come through the other side. So there would normally be 4 images if you had if you had a pair.
Yes.
It would normally be. So that's one whole cufflink there.
Now, what about a date?
So
because Queen Anne to me, to most people, unless you're British, I guess.
It's about 1706.
Between the 17th century and the 18th century.
1706.
Yeah.
That's what There's quite a special story regarding these, because they're over 300 years old. Yeah, they have to be declared as treasure. So we had to take these and go through the treasure process within the UK. They then go through the coroner, and the coroner then opens it up to museums to bid on to see whether or not they want to take these in as a treasure item.
And we think we might have got a museum who wants to take it in.
We have got a museum.
We have, and they want to put it on display.
So these will be on display in a museum. So
now, would there be like a plaque or something giving you credit for finding this? Or
we when we talked to the Flow person last, she was talking about how because they're meant to reward you with like money.
You get money. You get
money with it. And I said to her, well, I don't want the money as long as I can get like a little plaque with the found by Henry or found by Griff or something like that.
Exactly. Yes.
But,
That's only fair. That's only fair.
Yeah. I mean, but they're quite special.
Very, very, very special. I wanted them to be shown to everyone at the museum.
Yes.
But I also wanted them to keep it safe with me. So it was like kind of like yes, but no, sort of.
What's your next one?
Wonderful. Here's the next one. And I think you sent the other side as well. Is this a shilling or something?
This is actually one of the big. This is the biggest silver coin we've ever found. So my hands are pretty big, as you can tell. But that coin.
Oh, hang on. Let me pop you up on the screen. There you go.
That coin's massive.
It is.
Wow.
So as you can tell, it's a Queen Victoria double florin. So these would have been worth a lot, and I think they are worth just under what a full crown would be.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that was lost by somebody with that had some wealth.
Yeah. So this is on one of my best friend's fields. We found this, and when this came out, I didn't know what it was because unlike a lot of coins, they actually say crown or florin on it.
Yes.
This coin doesn't say anything.
Exactly.
So when I pulled this out of the ground, I'm going, I don't know what that is. I got no idea. And that was found with the DS2. That one was. So it was found with the DS2. But it's a funny story that these were called the barmaid's peril or something like that because they're so close to being the same size as a crown. They would get confused. And
so this one, so this is worth more than a crown.
No, it's worth less.
Oh, less. Okay.
Yeah, just under.
So these would be taken in, and barmaids would take that as a crown and give the change for a crown.
Okay.
So they got a reputation. So they were only in circulation for a very small amount of time. Also, this is the only silver coin that's pre-decimal,
yeah,
that it's actually never been taken out of circulation.
Really?
So this is actually legal tender still because they never officially took this out.
I didn't even know that.
Well, I know that.
I've
researched.
Don't go into the store and buy some crisps, Harry. Don't do that.
But it's literally the actual value is all in the silver of that. So
gosh,
wow, nice to know. Nice to know.
If I had to guess which find was the best of coin wise, it would definitely be this one.
Yeah, you love that, don't you?
I guess so. Now, you also find some really cool relics. It's not just about coins there, and I know what this is, but how about you tell us?
So this is a Roman dolphin fibula.
Yeah, there we go.
A dolphin fibula.
So it's nearly complete. So it's just missing the pin down here. And it's missing a little bit of the fragment just there. But it's immaculate. Which type was this again? It was Colchester type. It was so close to the surface as well. And it was right on top of the hill. Again, that was found on the Roman hillside field. Probably that deep off the surface. It wasn't that far.
Really?
Wow. I was recording a different hole at the time.
In the actual video, you can hear from Dad's point of view when he's recording a signal, me screaming because I didn't get it on live. And I come running over to him and start screaming. It was fab.
Wow, wonderful. Now, for those that aren't aware of what this was something to before buttons to hold your clothing together.
It would pin
like a sash or something.
Yeah, so it would normally pin the tunic, so that it would go probably about there on them, and the fabric would come over the top, and the fabric would come up, and then they'd pin it together there. With these come in all sorts of different sizes. This is probably for a man because it's quite a big one, but get smaller ones which are for ladies and very small ones which are for children. But
they also can tell by the wealth of the person who has it too, whether if they're really majestic.
So this would have
rich person.
This predates buttons. So these were like the old clasps. Like the old
Wonderful.
buttons.
Wonderful. I think Henry sent a couple more.
Oh,
Well,
that's-
he sent this, and I'm like, is this piece of a spear or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the oldest thing you've ever
that's
found.
the oldest thing I've ever found. Unfortunately, we don't have it in person because we've taken it to a the FFLO, and they're giving like trying to find information about it. But this is what we think might be a Bronze Age European leaf spearhead, which is incredibly old.
3000 BC.
3,000 to 4,000 years old.
So,
and there was actually, when I found it, and funnily enough, I actually threw it into a bin. I threw it into a bin, and I took out a big, because I was looking for pieces of lead, so I put my hand back in, brought out the biggest thing out of the bin, which happened to be that. And I actually, funnily enough, don't remember finding it. It was just in my bag.
Really? Now I know that a friend of mine, Jeff from Treasure Talk, he went on a dig in a vacation dig over in the United Kingdom, and he said that he was told to be very, very careful and don't like throw anything out, because sometimes what you think may be trash is really not trash. And I guess in this sense, it happened to you.
Yeah. And
you thought this was farm machinery.
I did. I thought it was farm machinery, really deep. And when I found it, it actually still had a piece of the
I think spear. It was a piece of the wood buried very, very deep down in it. But as soon as it started to dry out, it just desiccated.
Yeah, and expanded and it started to break away the actual spear. So we had to get rid of it.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. So this your finds person still has this?
Yes.
Yeah.
They can have it up to almost 3 years sometimes.
Sadly.
Yeah. So this is going through their special department just to make sure it is what they think it is. Because the area that this was found in, there haven't really been very many things of this sort of age found.
We also went back to a field that we thought had found it in, and we found a few other bits of bronze things that looked like it could have been like maybe a pendant sort of thing on the neck.
And there was a little bead,
bead or something like that. And so they're just looking whether that is
all part of the same thing.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. Really amazing.
The fibula.
And this is another one.
That's another one.
That's virtually the same sort of field. It's on the same road.
It's on the same road, but a bit further down. This is a trumpet Roman brooch. See where the iron at the very top, that was where the pin would have come down and met the very tail at the bottom. But the tail is a bit crusted off.
It's broken.
Wow, these can be very ornate. I mean, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, that just has so much decoration. And,
yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow.
Stunning.
Is that another view of the same one?
Yeah, same view of the same one, yeah.
Now, are these something that the finds people take, or do you normally get to keep the fibulas?
You normally get to keep them because they have to be over 300 years old, so they also have to be silver or gold.
But she said when we last went to see her, she said that anything over 300 years old, she wants to see.
Yeah.
So that means all the spindle whorls that we found, she has to go and see all of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So anything like that, it's just so it can be documented. That's one of the earlier fibulas that we've already showed you. Anything that's over 300 years old, they want to have a record of where things were found, so they can build up a picture of the history of Britain. Because fibulas like that one, that's quite an interesting bit. Fibulas are normally tell what type of people lived in which area. So different fashions were more prevalent in different parts of the country. So they like to know.
Yeah.
So that bit there
is I actually found that at Detectival, the festival in England. That my friend Paddy actually knew before I did, and I completely no idea what it was.
What is it?
It's an Anglo-Scandinavian horse harness clasp guide thing. It's actually a 4-way one as well. You can see sort of that it has other branches off, or like at the top and at the bottom. Yes.
Yes.
So that would have had also those like a circular guide off as well.
Is this how big is this? Because it's hard to tell the. Just wondering.
It's probably about that big, so it's probably about the same sort of size as that.
Okay.
So I think he's just gone to fetch it out of his cabinet.
Oh, hang on here. What happened? Oh, there you are.
So it's about the size of that.
Okay.
Lift it. That's it.
There we go.
Ah.
And that's where it would like the horse harness thing, and it would have another branch off here and down here.
Okay.
And another one here. But yeah, that's my first Anglo-Scandinavian artifact.
Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Scandinavian. Yeah.
Sort of pretty cool. Really cool to find out.
Gotta say, when I saw this picture, I thought perhaps it was some sort of a can opener, but I didn't think you'd be finding those over there in those fields.
And that's why you don't bin anything, because anything can be something.
Yes. So. Yes, this is true. This is true. Now, this is, I guess, a silver hammered.
Yep. So this is a silver hammered coin. It's an Elizabeth the first penny. It's actually been holed, and there's the Tudor shield at the back. And I think you know why it's holed, don't you?
Yeah. So they used to hold them either as door money, so they used to nail them to doors.
To doors, yeah.
Or they used to hang them on a pendant around the neck. Now that hole is at the top of the shield,
which means that they would have worn it around their neck as like a pendant or something like that. That's why it's actually classed as treasure. An artifact and thus treasure. Where if it was the hole was at the bottom of the shield or bottom at the bust, it would have been classed as just a silver
coin that's been holed, because they used to everything after, I think one of your subscribers put a thing on saying everything after 1150 or 1180, anything after that date with a hole through it, if the hole isn't at the top of a shield or at the top of a bust, normally isn't classified as treasure. But if it is, then normally it will have to go through the treasure process. So because that's at the top of the shield, it will probably have to go through the coroner to see whether or not they'll classify it as treasure.
And that's one of our recent finds. And that we'll have to go to the coroner as well.
Episodes ago.
Wow. Now you said that some people put these on their doors. What is? I've never heard that before.
They used to pay taxes on the doors, and they used to hammer those to the doors.
Yeah. And
really?
Tax windows.
Yeah,
as well.
Window tax, just to prove that they had paid for their taxes, and the taxman would come around and take them off. So
and that's why when you come to England, you see a lot of Georgian houses with windows have been bricked up and cemented up, so that they didn't have to pay any tax.
So the more windows you had in a house, the more tax you'd have to pay.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
Brutal. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That's your oldest hammered into it.
Yeah.
This is nice.
That there is my favorite and my oldest hammered coin. If you can see, the top left of the coin is actual face. So
yes.
This is a Henry III, Henry III penny. It's I also found that at a rally up in Norfolk recently, and I think it's also voided the back.
I think that's in your last video, actually.
Is that the one where you did a dance?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You're embarrassed about that, aren't you?
A little bit. It wasn't my best dance move. It wasn't my best dance.
No.
Liz, do you want to know the worst thing is, though? He edits all his own videos and he still kept that in. So what does that tell you?
You know what? And I think I commented on that video. And Henry said he was embarrassed. And you know what? If you can't have fun when you're out detecting, then it's time to just pack it in and forget about it. I think I really enjoyed that, and I gotta say, it brought a smile to my face. So that is a good thing. My goodness,
we're laughing about that for hours after.
All right, let us. There we go. We're back to that. All right. So yeah, incredible finds My goodness. Wonderful. Thanks for sending those pictures in. I do appreciate that. So you mentioned that you attend rallies as well. You like attending rallies?
Yeah, it's great fun. We also we don't really care about what we find at rallies and stuff like that. It's just about exploring the land and meeting new people, and just really having fun. But yeah,
it's about sharing the experience with like-minded people.
Yeah,
and it's lovely to do it as a couple of a son and father.
Yeah,
but when you go out and meet these people at rallies, the passion that they share for the history as well is
great.
It's intoxicating. So
we also do it with Mum and my sister.
Yes,
they also come with us to rallies and stuff like that.
Do they detect at all, or?
Yeah, well,
Mum's got a YouTube channel, and she goes detecting. She goes detecting as well with us when she has time. She's quite a busy person.
Yeah, she works for the NHS, so she's forever busy.
Yeah.
She's got her own channel called 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗥𝗟𝗏.
Is that your mom?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Because now I can connect the two 𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗥𝗟𝗏. Okay.
And my sister doesn't do it that much, but she always comes with us to do rallies.
She sometimes does it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, somebody earlier asked about your favorite finds. How about both of you answer that?
What's your favorite ever find?
That's a toughie. That is. It's either going to be the cufflinks or the spearhead. I'm probably going to say cufflinks.
Yeah, you see, I haven't found anything that good, really. So
that's not true.
So for me, it's probably the double florin. It's probably my favorite ever find. That was a bit of a shock.
Though he's also found a fibula, a Roman fibula too.
I did, yeah.
But that was quite early on. But I still think that is the best find.
You think you like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, is there something that, once again, both of you, is there something that you would like to find that you just haven't found yet? Like something that eludes you that, you just need to dig that one day, or you hope to dig that one day?
Well, I've still got to find my George III silver. I'm really hoping I do. I'm going detecting at some point this week. So I'm hoping to see the last couple of videos that I've been really hoping to find a George III silver on quite our Georgian permission.
Yeah, we've got one field which is just full of coins. So if there's not a George III somewhere on that field, I will eat my hat.
Yeah. Now is a George III silver difficult to find or kind of rare? Is that why you want to find it, or you just haven't dug one?
Well, we've just not dug one.
He's found one. Mum's found one. I just haven't dug one yet. But yeah, it's just I really want to find the experience of finding it because George III is one of my favorite kings. But yeah,
we get a lot of George III coins that are copper, but we very rarely get them that are silver on our permissions. So I think, like I say, I found one, and Sam's found one as well. So
yeah.
So what about you, Craig? Is there something that you want to dig?
I personally would love to find a silver thimble.
That's another one. Yeah.
I'd love to find a silver thimble. It's a little bit of social history that
the designs are beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's really strange because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'd love to find a gold coin." But for me, it's the special stuff is the stuff that belongs to somebody. It's a brooch that has been pinned. Last time this person held it, pinned it on their top, and then you find that. So an item that somebody's used in a field to protect the finger would be, and it's silver, is a fantastic little item that is personal rather than a coin which
hand to hand.
Exactly. Now, is there some place? I mean, I think that most people in North America would give like an appendage to be able to detect in England. Is there some place that you'd like to detect that's not in England? That would be like really interesting place, do you think?
where we went to a rally recently, and we met a guy, and he showed us a picture of a massive table of these Roman coins and Romano coins. I can't remember.
They were both Iron Age and Roman coins, and they were all dug in Turkey.
That's it. Yeah, Turkey.
So
I
would love to go to Turkey.
Yeah,
and do some digging. But it's, I think the legislation, you have to just watch where you are in the world when you go and do these things, that you're not treading on government toes. And but he went detecting there, and he found that Greece is a tough place to go and detect, but that would be an awesome place to detect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding. Do you guys do you have any future plans, maybe for your channel or for detecting or anything like that?
It's your channel. What are you thinking of doing?
well, I'm just at the minute just trying to get away, edit the videos, find something really good, get some good content. Just focus on my editing as much as possible so I can make it better and better. What else? Also, I've got my GCSEs. Do you know?
Sorry, have your what?
GCSEs. So it's like school exams.
It's school
the
exams.
major
one. I see. Okay.
Talking about
a year.
3 years,
About a
year and a bit.
Yeah, that's important.
I wanted to drop back a little bit and focus on them, but still
want to do your content, don't you?
Still constant content, and just want to try and get better generally.
Now, there's a question in the chat. Are you allowed to detect public parks in the United Kingdom?
You can with a permit.
Can with a permit from like the council or a government,
but not all councils give permits. No. So we don't have any councils around here apart from one that's probably about 20 miles away, which allow you to detect their parks, but you still need to get a permit. You can't just detect anywhere in the UK. So you've either got to have permission or you've got to have a permit. Most beaches in the UK you can do because they're classified as something called Crown Estate, which means they're owned by the Crown. But private beaches you can't detect on unless you get the permission or a permit from whoever owns that place. So.
Interesting. Very interesting. Now, have you, either one of you, have you ever dabbled in any of the other treasure hunting things like magnet fishing or anything like that? Or have you ever thought about it?
Well, I've always, like I said, I've always been an adventure person and want to find history and stuff like that. So I know we're going to London at some point, and I do want to try and go mudlarking.
Yes.
There's one of the YouTubers called 𝗙𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗍, and I watch him and I find these really cool bottles. But yeah, I definitely want to do some mudlarking, and I have done a bit of mudlarking too.
Yeah, I mean,
a couple of rivers on where we detect, and you've been in those, haven't you?
Find pieces of bottle fragments and bits of pottery, which is pretty cool.
Wow, very, very interesting. Now, are you on social media at all, Henry?
Yeah, we're at Facebook.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Facebook,
and you have your YouTube channel, which is GRIF-FINds, and I really recommend that you all check out the channel, watch some of the videos, and I am positive that you are going to enjoy what you see, and I am even more positive that after seeing a video or two that you will definitely subscribe to GRIF-FINds.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Liz.
Wonderful. Now, I want to thank you both seriously for appearing on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really can't remember when it was that I stumbled upon your channel on YouTube, but I gotta say, I watched. You can remember?
Yeah, we had about 80 subs when you started following us, and now we're on almost 1,400 subs. So
there you go.
You're good at spotting talent. Let's just say that.
Yes, and I gotta say, it only took one video to hook me in and to get me subscribed.
Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you both very much for joining me today. I'm just going to pop you into the green room, and then I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody, and then I'll be back with you both when I end the broadcast. Fair enough. All right. Thank you,
everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
I don't know how to. I hope they're in the green room. I really do. Oh my goodness. I want to thank you all so very much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's nice to have guests back. Now, next week, we will do show and tell. So if you have some finds that you would like to send into the show, please do so. The email is diggingcanuck@gmail.com, or you can appear on the screen. It's absolutely painless. You can hold up your finds to the camera. And then I believe in 2 weeks from today, I do have another guest. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do, is every other weekend have a guest. So once again, thank you so very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I am continually blessed by not only those of you who participate in the chat and in the stream, but as well as the wonderful people that say yes when I ask them if they would like to be a guest on the show. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. Take care, everybody.